Give me 5 minutes and I'll show you how to combat boredom eating. You know, that minute when you're alone for a second to release the pressure of the day. You just want to disappear just for 5 minutes to get that release. If this sounds like you, then stay with me because I'm going to show you what you can do instead. So if this is something you struggle with, if boredom is a massive trigger for you when it comes to emotional eating and you want to find your joy in a different way, then just post below joy and I will send you over some free training in Messenger. No need to opt in, it's just going to be my gift from me to you. My name is Anna Ferguson and I run the Food Freedom Method. And at the Food Freedom Method, we do not get rid of your goodies. You'll have pizza and wine and chocolate again, but we get rid of the programs that trigger you to eat. And so when those programs aren't running, it's a much more conscious decision. So is boredom a big trigger for you at this time? If it is, stay with me and I'll show you what to do instead. Okay, so, are you a boring eater? Is eating boring foods making you want to binge and emotionally eat? This is something I come across time and time again. When we're young and life is exciting and we're out every weekend and, maybe there's a new guy or new gal to catch up with and it's a different world, isn't it? And life is new and fresh and exciting. And when we get a little bit older, we're working and we're sleeping and there's kids and there's partners and working and sleeping and kids and partners and working and sleeping and kids and partners. And it can seem a bit humdrum and people often say, I don't have time to be making amazing food. I don't have time to do this. And so people get stuck into an eating rut, where they're eating the same foods time and time again. And so the brain loves to be entertained. Guys, we like to be entertained. This is in our DNA, we need some joy in our lives, and if we're kind of caught up with work and stress and life and kids and everything and maybe high stress, high powered jobs, then life can seem a bit boring. And if you're eating boring food, then that's just adding to the boringness of it all. And then people say, I'm binging, I'm eating out of boredom. What your brain, what your body is looking for is a little bit of joy, a little bit of entertainment. And of course, when we eat foods that we like, it releases feel-good hormones. We get that moment of joy, don't we? We get that moment. So people don't tend to enjoy their foods, those that are binging and emotional eating. When they're looking at the rest of their diet, they might say, well, I eat quite healthy, but what you'll find is they eat the same foods day in, day out, no variety, no deviation. And no wonder you're bored. The brain is bored, the body's bored. And so it begins to search for some entertainment. It searches for some joy. So I want to give you a little example of how sometimes for some people, they don't want to eat because they're having, some joy and some excitement and some entertainment in their lives anyway. So I want you to throw your minds back to that first flush of love, when you meet someone and it's exciting and it's new and you're going out on dates and you're frisky and everything. Usually people don't really bother about eating. You might go out for a meal, but the focus is on the other person, and you're really enjoying their company. It's not until you kind of settle into it and you maybe move in together that maybe you eat a little bit more than you should, or maybe you start with the takeaways. Initially, it's exciting, it's entertainment, it's joyful, and so you don't really think about the food or the eating, do you? And people refer to this as being lovesick. And so I'm sure you all have memories of those times and you'll think of them very fondly, as I do. So think of your life now. Where is your joy coming from now? Yeah, if you're working and sleeping and you've got all these responsibilities and high-powered, high-stress work and things like that, it might be that your boring food, your boring diet is making you then end up reaching for some food, for entertainment, for joy, and then the binge starts and then you feel out of control. Now you feel bad afterwards, but you've got to understand why you've done it in the first place. So are you ready to get rid of the boredom eating monster? Are you ready to find your joy? If you are, just post joy below and I'll send you over some free training in Messenger. I will love to hear how you get on because I know it will really, really help.